do not know what is going on with the Mevo camera. All I can say is I've got exciting news tonight, and so the Mevo camera has decided not to work. And I know some of you all are there. Let's see. I actually could not see you all. I could not see any comments. I didn't know what was going on, so hold on just a second. Let me see. Oh, hello Elaine, it's good to see you. Let's get the lighting back on here. Hello Haley from Texas. Okay, so y'all know how this technology works, right? You know that when you're trying to do something and you're trying to announce something, that technology will just go poof. So yeah, Debbie, Orlando Debbie, I am here. Can you all hear me? Hello Trish. Trish is driving. Just wanted to say hello. Let's see, who all am I missing here? Let's see, Scott says hello again. Hello Anna. Hello Kathy. Hello Myrna. So, and hello Deanna. Can you all hear me okay? The Mevo camera just decided that it was not going to cooperate tonight, but I think it's because I have some exciting news. So yeah, so it decided not to cooperate. Hello Sandra, hello Mary Ann from Pennsylvania, hello Anita, hello Mary. So if somebody would just let me know if you can hear me okay. Hello Linda from Michigan. All of my technology, and hello Gina, all of my technology is not working. Well, I shouldn't say all of it. Yeah. Okay, Trish, I don't know what that says. Let's see, hello, Vicki from St. Louis. I think I said hello to Gina already. Hello, Diana. Okay, Debbie says, yes, y'all can hear me. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Ramona. And thank you, Anna. Okay, thanks for letting me know that. And hello, Sandra from Demon's Ferry. It's good to see you. Hello, Sylvia. Yeah, so I am back. And hello, Kim. So apparently, when I started this chat, you all could see me on the video, but I wasn't showing that we were on. And hello, Joni from California. Hello, Sherry. Yeah, so anyway, y'all know how this is. You know how this goes. I'm trying to give you all some exciting information here in a few minutes. So the technology decided that it was going to, like work against me. So anyway, we will get to the exciting news here in just a second. Hello, let's see. Okay, Trish, yes, I can see your messages now. And hello, Sandy, thank you for letting me know that. And hello, Haley. So today is, and hello, Carol again. Let's see. Carol says I sound very far away. So I will try to talk louder. And Myrna says not very much volume. So the problem is I cannot hook the microphone. And hello, Linda from Rock Island, Illinois. I cannot hook the microphone into, hello, Barbara. I can't hook the microphone directly into the iPad. And of course, we're having technology issues tonight. So again, hello Marlene from Florida. So I will try to talk really loud. Aloha, Kathy. So Kathy, I do sound very far away from you because you're in Hawaii. And hello Evie. Okay, so tonight is January the 8th. We do have some exciting, I guess, news tonight. So the technology has decided to like poop out on me since I'm trying to tell you all this. But I am Kelly with IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. If you're one of our regulars, you know it's just another day in paradise as far as technology goes. If you are brand new, sorry. If you're brand new or if you're watching this later on YouTube, nothing I can do about it. I am stuck on the iPad. Had to punt and go to a backup way to talk to you all. Okay, so today is January the 8th. Hello everyone. If you're brand new, please let us know because we would love to welcome you. I do have some exciting news. I'll get to it here in just a second if the technology will let me. But hello and happy Sunday, everybody. Again, I'm Kelly with IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. This is chat number 302. This is not how I wanted to do this chat, but we're gonna muddle through it, and we will be okay. So the first bit of news that I have is: have you all seen the cool and new? It's new to me anyway. The cool new widget that you can put on your phone, on your home screen, on your phone for Weight Watchers. It gives you a quick glance at how many points you have left for the day, and it's a super quick way to access your app. I'll be posting a video later to show you how to do it, but thank you to Sylvia, who is here. So thank you, Sylvia, for showing me how to do this. And since I can use my phone, since the Mevo is not working, I will show you all that widget now appears right here on my home screen. Oh, Carol, that's so sweet. But it appears right here on my home screen. This is new to me. I had no idea that this existed, and Sylvia told me about this today. So I'll post a video later. Might not be tonight. It'll probably be tomorrow. But I'll post a video later of how to get that on your home screen. But my gosh, how fantastic is that? Because literally all I have to do now is just pick up my phone. First thing I can see, and it's huge. It's a huge widget. 5. I know that I have 5 points left for the day. So thank you again, Sylvia, very much for that. And Sylvia saw it on Dish with D. So thank you, Sylvia and Dish with D, for that little bit of information. Second, this is the last week that all of the retail items in the showroom here at Casey Kitchen Center will be on sale 50% off. If you were not here with us last week, oh, hold on. And apparently Debbie posted a different widget for Android. So mine's an Apple, and Debbie has posted something different for Android. So the second bit of information for this week is that this is the last week that everything here in the Casey Kitchen Center showroom is 50% off. Last week I told you all you could use the code CLEANOUT. I had actually typed in closeout, so sorry to everyone who had trouble, but now you can use either cleanout or closeout at checkout. Hello, Loretta, and that's on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com/shop or CaseyKitchenCenter.com/shop. I will warn you, we sold some things in a retail sale here over the weekend, and we did not get them all taken off of the website. So if you go to order something, and if it was sold over the weekend and we don't have it, I will either let you know and get you to substitute something, or we will just refund your money for that. But this is the last week for that. And item number 3 is going to explain why this is the last week for that. So news number 3 for this week is, this is our last chat at the Casey Kitchen Center showroom, at this location for the Casey Kitchen Center showroom. LOL. So not all together, just for this location. So go ahead and look at everything behind me like it is right now, because this is the last time that we will be doing a live chat in this showroom. We were not able to reach an agreement with our landlord here at the current location. And let's just say his new conditions were, I'm going to be kind and say ridiculous. And yes, I kept that PG-13 for you all by just saying that it was ridiculous. We start moving into one of our 2 new spots. We will have 2 new spots tomorrow. Okay, so we start moving tomorrow. So I'm sorry that I bailed out on everybody this week. I'm sorry that I've been a little bit AWOL or distracted this week, but we literally had 1 week to make this decision, and it took almost the entire week. So we start moving into one of the 2 new locations next week, or not next week, tomorrow. So that's why this is the last week for that super sale, because this building, the one that we are in now, is a 4,000 square foot building, and the portion of the showroom that I'm moving into starting tomorrow is like 400 square feet. It might be a little bit bigger than that, but it's 400 square feet. Yeah. So starting next week we will be in a new location. Hopefully the technology will be a little bit better. It's a little bit better building, so I don't think we're going to have the same internet connectivity problems that we have in this old building or that we have in our loft. But I am going to ask those of you who are my prayer warriors, I'm asking for prayers for clear direction on this move. I'm asking for travel mercies as we drive back and forth between this location and the other 2 new locations. And I'm asking for blessings on this new adventure. Oh, and if you happen to have an extra barrel full of cash sitting around, please send it our way so that we can fund this move, because it's got to happen pretty quick. Okay, and I will try to pay attention to you all this week as best as I can while we are trying to move. Okay, so last week, and thank you all for the prayers. So my prayer warriors, I know who y'all are. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Last week in chat number 301, Happy New Year. And there are still teeny tiny pieces of, confetti left after last week. But last week I decided to make the official topic Happy New Year, because I knew that, if I called it what I really wanted to call it, that we might not have a lot of participation. So y'all have had an entire week to digest this information now and realize that the Discover tab is gone. So last week we talked all about where the Discover tab went, why it went away, things like that. So the Discover tab, and look, I can use my phone because the Mevo camera is not working. Yes, Karen, I will be in the 2 locations, and I'll just go ahead and tell you we'll talk about that more later, but the 2 locations, one of them is Halls Fountain City, if you all know where that is, and then the other location is up at our shop in Jacksboro. So yeah, so we'll be at those 2 locations. But since the Mevo's not working, I can actually use my phone and show you the Discover tab has been replaced with a chef's hat. So So that little icon right there is, and Barbara, I don't know, I have no idea. I do not know why. And Lynn, I have no idea why yours is still there, because everybody I know, everybody I've talked to, theirs has been replaced with a chef's hat. So the chef's hat has taken the place of, and will be taking the place of, if it hasn't already, updated the Discover tab. And so I told you all last week, told you about the chef's hat last week. I told you to enjoy the scavenger hunt. It is not easy to find. So there is no more, as of right now, there is no more Discover tab. There's nowhere on your app to go straight to, hello Joanna, there's nowhere on your app to go straight to the weekly like you used to be able to. If you are on your app, you're going to have to go to Connect and then search for @ so this is a member that you're searching for. It's an official member of Weight Watchers, you know, it's like Weight Watchers official, but it's @WW_. And see, I can't even remember what it is. It's so dang hard to find. So it's, hello Caroline, it's let's see, it's WW, it's @WW_techniques, if you could even correctly spell techniques. And you have to look it up every single time. Every single time. And Loretta, I do not know how to answer that question. I feel like you should be able to go to 1 to get some information. Loretta rejoined and bought the premium package. I feel like you should be able to. I'm in a franchise location, so everyone is welcome one time, you know, at our locations, but I'm not sure about Weight Watchers International. So you'll have to go there to find it. And if you're looking for the weekly topic from a desktop, it's a tiny bit easier, because on the home page, you'll just click on Living WW and then go to the weekly topic. But don't try to find that through Connect. And see, Debbie didn't even spell it right. So Debbie is very intelligent, and Orlando Debbie is very tech savvy, but even Debbie didn't spell it right. So I usually have to type it in like 3 times before I get it, okay? It's not easy to find. If you're on your desktop though, do not go through Connect to find it, because you ain't gonna find it through Connect on your desktop. You're gonna go to Living WW, scroll down to the weekly topic, and then you can go on there. You can find it. Bonus content. Debbie reminded me last week that if you go, thank you, Carol. I'm pretty sure that's the right one. So Orlando Debbie reminded me last week that if you go to, so if you do find it, and then, no, I'm sorry, I'm going to tell you what Scott said in just a second, in case you all don't see that. But Debbie reminded me that if you click on if you try to click on the prior week's topic, which you can only go back to a topic that's within that month, but if you try to do that, it's going to open a new web browser on your phone or your computer or whatever. So it's going to put you into a new web browser, and it's going to take you off of the WW app. Okay, so Scott said, I had to have the video from last week playing on my tablet while I did the steps on my phone. It was ridiculous. Agreed, Scott. Totally agreed. Okay, and there's only one way back, and I put backwards in the notes because it's backwards. It's totally backwards. Okay, Carol Lou just made a comment that I want to comment on. So Carol Lou said it popped up as soon as I started typing. That is true, but you have to enter it every single time you want to look at the weekly topic. Every single time. And even if you follow them, the only time that you're going to get notified of the new weekly topic is on Sunday. So if you're not on your app, on Connect, on Sunday, you're not going to get a notification. Okay, you'll just have to go back in every single time you want to look at it and type in @WW_techniques and go find it every single time. And the only way backwards is you can only go backwards to another weekly topic within that month. So once you're out of that month, so like once we're out of January, you will not be able to go back to a prior week that's within January. Anyway, I don't like it. It's irritating. I don't like it. Weight Watchers, I know you're not monitoring this chat. Y'all know I'll try anything. I mean, I will try anything. I'll try new programs. I'll try different point systems. I'll try, lots of things. This was not a fantastic move, in my opinion. Okay, so your homework for last week was #involuntary scavenger hunt. Casey actually pulled off a good, homework badge for this one. And last week I asked you to not get discouraged. Like me, I asked you to not give up, and I asked you to not have a meltdown on me until you tried one of the methods to go find it. And for your homework, I'm not happy to announce only 2 people did their homework. It's that hard to find. So only Sylvia and Scott actually did their homework because it's that hard to find. But congratulations, Sylvia and Scott. And see, y'all got me so wound up about this and about the technology. I completely skipped who went to a meeting last week. I will do that. Hold on a second. But congratulations to Sylvia and Scott. You're the only 2 people who did your homework and let me know about it. So since the technology got me wound up, I completely missed who had their bottom in a chair last week. So let's just do that now. So who had your bottom in a chair last week? Go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you went to an actual WW workshop, in-person workshop, thumbs ups for that. Or if you went to a Zoom workshop last week, give me a thumbs up for that. And Linda's bottom was in a green chair again. Awesome, awesome. And Renee is having trouble hearing me. It sounds like I'm in a hole. I am in a hole. Renee, that's because the camera and my microphone decided to poop out. So, yeah, they decided to poop out this week. So, sorry, I sound like I'm in a hole. Okay, so thumbs ups for being in-person workshops, or like Scott had his bottom in a green chair today. Yeah, so thumbs ups for that. And then hearts if you were here with us live last week, or if you watched later on demand. So hearts for that. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, and let's see, Lynn had car trouble last week. Let's just go ahead and silence my watch, which I also forgot to do. But here are your Bravo stickers for the week after Christmas and then New Year's. Y'all went to a workshop? Bravo. And Sabrina, are you the Sabrina who asked earlier about when we meet? I'm hoping so. And if you are, so happy that you were here. They're Bravo stickers, everybody, for doing your homework and for attending in-person workshops or attending here with us last week. Okay, this week, because I'm so over the not being able to find the weekly, that let's just move on. And yay, hello, Sabrina. Everybody, welcome, Sabrina. So let's move on to this week's topic. So this week, we are talking about how to build a tracking routine. And I want you to think quick. What's the number one reason for weight loss? What do you think the number one reason is that weight loss success is accredited to? So what do you think that number one thing is? And it doesn't matter what program you're using. It doesn't matter what plan you're on, or what weight loss program you're using. What do you think the number one reason is that any weight loss program would be that it would have success accredited to it? Barbara's first one to chime in. Tracking. That's exactly right. So now, quick. What do you think the number one thing is that we all wish we could do better, more frequently, or at all for some of us? And you got it again. Tracking. So tracking is number one. It's the number one reason in any weight loss program, any of them. Number one thing that we all wish we could do better is tracking. Okay, so why is tracking hard? Why is that so hard? First reason, time. So it does take a lot of time. It can take a lot of time. I shouldn't have said it does. It can take a lot of time. Doesn't have to, but it can. So time is number one. Number two is knowledge. Like if you don't know, or if you're like, I have no idea what that is. How would I even track that? Like if you're at a function at work, or if you're at a family reunion or a church event, and you're like, I don't even know how to track that. Or if you go to a restaurant that's not on the app, Mary Ann said, honest tracking. Yeah, exactly. But what if you don't know? What if you just don't know how to track it? Oh, Mary says it's boring. Okay. And then number three is effort. There's a little bit of effort to it. So any of these things that we're getting ready to talk about, ways to track, there's a little bit, of effort to it. And Sylvia has tracked every morsel for a week. And she says, yay me. Absolutely yay you. So yay, Sylvia. Good job. Okay. Second thing, consistency versus perfection. So I've said it before, this is not a perfection sport, okay? If you're going to beat yourself up every time you track or don't, you ain't going to make it. So this is not a perfection sport. You don't get to beat yourself up over forgetting to track something, okay? Or how you tracked it. So for me, I finally had to give this one up. So if tracking the exact flavor of yogurt, even though it has the same points as the one that you had the day before, that's not important, okay? So I was tracking like today, if I had, I'm gonna make something up, like if it was Activia black cherry, And then tomorrow, if I had activity just vary, you know, I was sitting scroll, or typing it in, you know, or whatever, and going through all that. Why? It doesn't matter what flavor it is. If it's the same number of points, just track it. So this is not a perfection sport. Tracking one meal a day, every day, or tracking one day a week, or even just opening your app every day, even if nothing gets put in it, that's being consistent. So being consistent in your actions, even if it's just opening the app, even if that's all you do, that's how you win this race. Okay, finding what works best for you, that's critically important. So I know some Weight Watchers that track every single meal, every day, every bite. That's not me. Maybe that's not you. So here's some ideas on how to make your tracking a little bit easier. You can do quick add. So if you've never used that before, again, since we can use my phone today, we're going to do that. So if you can go to quick add and you can just type in search, go to the search bar, and then there's a little thing that looks like a stopwatch, and it's called quick add. And if you already know, even if you don't know, so if you're just like, okay, great, I'm at this restaurant, I don't know how to count this, and you could just say, you know, unknown restaurant food, 6 points, whatever, 12 points, 50 points, whatever you think it is, you can do a quick add. And you can, being consistent with putting something in is way more important than the perfectionist thinking you have to put everything in. I'm sorry. Not going to try to cough tonight. Okay. You can go to multi-track. This feature in your WW app allows you to select things that you've eaten frequently, or lists that you have. So you can just touch multi-track, and it puts a little dot next to each of them. And you can do that under recents or under list of things. And I've not coughed all day. Why am I coughing now? Okay, so that is multi-track. Or you can save meals. So if you have things that you eat frequently, you can save them as a meal. So you could say, like, you know, weekday breakfast. It could be, you know, like yogurt and a bagel and a cup of coffee or whatever. And you could save it as like workday breakfast or whatever. And then you can just quickly track that. So your homework for this week, so that I can drink some more water without coughing. Your homework this week is #TrackHack. Yeah, and so yeah, I just put some candy in my mouth. But your homework this week is #TrackHack, TrackHack. And please do your homework this week. It was so lonely last week. Okay? It was so lonely with only 2 people doing their homework last week. All you need to do is decide what method you'll use to get something, anything, tracked this week. Or it may just be opening your app. You know, even if you don't get anything tracked, or just track one thing. But it's #TrackHack, TrackHack. That's your homework for this week. Do it. Again, it was very lonely last week. I only got to give out two homework badges for the entire week. But you can do that on Instagram. It's just under @IfYouHaveAnEgg. Here on the Facebook page, you can just type in the @ symbol if you have an egg, and I'll get notified. Or if you're in our Facebook group, if you type in Kelly Green Milligan, or if you just type it in, I get all of those notifications. So that is your homework for this week. Okay, we're about at the 30-minute mark, and what I have for the second half, I really want to talk about, and I don't want to start coughing too much. So everybody go ahead. Let's pretend like it's at the halfway mark, like 2 minutes early. Everybody go ahead and get your drink of water. If you're brand new at the halfway mark, these are 1-hour chats. The first 30 minutes is classroom, going over whatever the topic was for the prior week. The second half is usually something fun. Thank you very much, Lynn, for posting the homework. Yes, Cheryl, it is water time. We don't always. Thank you, Barbara, for posting that. The second half sometimes is food. We don't always have these technology problems, so if you are new and if the sound is not quite as crystal clear as you thought it would be, I promise it will be next time. That you can go back and watch these on youtube.com and then just search for If You Have an Egg. We have 301 other chats. Some of them have technical difficulties, some of them don't, but that's part of the joy of being live. So here at the halfway point, everybody grab some water. Go ahead, this is sign language for water. Go ahead and grab some water and get that in. Staying hydrated is super important. And even though we're not going to cook anything tonight, because again, in case you're late, this is our very last chat in this location. We will never, ever, ever have another chat in this location again. So enjoy the view now. Enjoy the items behind you. Unless you go back and watch a previous chat, you will never see this exact configuration again. We are moving into one of our two new locations starting tomorrow. That's a whole other thing that I could spend a whole other hour talking about, which we don't have right now. So this is the last time that we will be, again, in this location. So I'm not cooking anything because we are packing as fast as we can. So we start moving tomorrow. One thing I want to point out, while we had started packing, because again, we had like a couple of days to make this decision. So we were notified what the new lease amount and conditions were going to be for 2023 on Tuesday of last week. So, oh Loretta, you're going to like the new place even better. But we were notified what the new lease terms and conditions were Tuesday of last week, and we only had a handful of days to decide. Yeah, so we started packing immediately as soon as we found that out. But one comment that I want to make is during the packing, Kendall noticed, so Kendall that works for me noticed, I seem to have a problem with bottle brush trees. This is a drop. That was a drop in the bucket of the number of bottle brush trees that we found. Don't know what that obsession is, but anyway, so that's just a handful of them. So looking forward to next week in our new location, and our new location won't be quite finished yet, but I think you're really, really, really going to like it. Okay, so this week is chat number 302, and it was titled, How to Build a Tracking Routine. If you're brand new, which I know a few of you are, so if you're oh, don't worry, Caroline, you're going to love the new background. But if you're brand new to Weight Watchers, because we will have a lot of brand new Weight Watchers watching this, oh, no, Loretta, he's not upset at all. He thinks, well, that's a whole other thing. Anyway, he thinks he can get so much more money for this location. I'm just telling you, we love it. We love how pretty it is. Yeah, no, not gonna happen. Anyway, so, what was I saying? Anyway, there will be a bunch of brand new Weight Watchers that will be watching this on YouTube, and again, that's just youtube.com, search If You Have an Egg. So this next half, this is for people who it's your first day, or it's your first week, or if you're rejoining. So I decided that today, as the last hurrah before we left, since I wasn't going to get the kitchen dirty, wasn't going to make anything and mess it up, since we're trying to move out starting tomorrow, this week's extra credit is how to start or restart the Weight Watchers program. So I've just got a few things that I want to go over for brand new people. It's that time of year. It's the time of year when there's so many new members, so many returning folks, so many people that are like, all right, we got to get back with this. So many people that have either never done Weight Watchers at all or have never done this version of the Weight Watchers program, and now it's just the Weight Watchers program. So I thought it was time that we would do that it would be a quick, need to do a quick tutorial. And Debbie, you're exactly right, and I'll message you about this later. But whether today is your first day on Weight Watchers, if you're just thinking about joining, or you are back for the 11th or 12th time. I mean, I joined Weight Watchers 6 times before it stuck. Okay, there's no shame in that. Here are my top 5 ways to get off to a successful start. Okay, so my number one way to get off to a successful start with Weight Watchers, we've already done it a couple of times tonight. That's to open the app. Okay, if you don't do anything else this week, so if this is your first week new, and Mary says I needed this one. So if this is your first week brand new, or if this is your first week coming back, if you don't do anything else, I want you to open the app. So this is a powerful tool. It's an extremely powerful tool, but only if you use it. So the Weight Watchers app can only give you power if you open it. Okay, so I didn't say that you need to know everything or even understand everything about the app. There's a lot there. Okay, I'm saying that you just need to open it. So the most important things when you open your app are, I personally think the most important things when you open your app, and again, because the Meebo's not working, we can open it. I think the most important things are, the first one is My Day, and My Day is that little calendar down there at the bottom. So that's the first icon, you know, at the bottom. That's a quick view of how you're doing, where to track if you need to find out where to track something. It's kind of your landing page. So if you get confused, like if you get lost in the app, that's kind of your landing page. So if you'll just touch that, you always go back, you know, there, so you can that can kind of be your landing page. Okay. Then the bullseye is the second one at the bottom. That's this one. And if you touch the bullseye, I'm going to tell you it's going to be important later, but if this is your first week, if you're brand new or if you're just returning, I'm going to say skip that one for now. I'm going to say skip the bullseye for now, because I don't want you obsessing over blue dots or getting confused about blue dots or challenges until you're more comfortable with what you're doing. Okay, so for right now, if you're brand new or if you're returning brand new, I want you to skip the bullseye. Okay, the third one, yeah, and Caroline, there's nothing wrong with going back to basics at all. There's nothing wrong with pretending like you're brand new too, okay? Okay, then the third one over, hold on, is the chef's hat. So that's the third one over. That's the one I was fussing about earlier. There's nothing wrong with the chef's hat other than it took the place of my beloved Discover tab. So the chef's hat, which is the third icon at the bottom, if you touch that one, it's going to take you, it's the fastest and easiest way to find a recipe. So touching the chef's hat, you can go to My Recipes. You can find recipes that are saved. You can find recipes that are created by you. You can create a recipe. And there are lots of other recipes and groups of recipes here. So I think if you're brand new, that's going to be a great place to go. I think that chef's hat is going to be a great one for you to check out. And then Connect is the last icon at the bottom. I'm going to say that's another one that you need to either use cautiously in the beginning or skip it maybe for the first week or two. Connect literally has a plethora of information. I mean, too much sometimes, and overwhelming information. So it has a lot of support, a lot of information, but it can be a little overwhelming your first week or when you're just coming back. So I want you to save the Connect icon, kind of save it in your tool belt for like week 2 or for when you're feeling brave enough to ask a question in the community. So maybe the first week, don't jump right into that one because it can be overwhelming. And then the last one on your app that I think is so powerful is the barcode scanner. So the barcode scanner, find it, use it. That is the most powerful, that's one of the most powerful tools in this arsenal, okay? I think the barcode scanner is incredibly important. Okay, number 2. Let's just make sure I'm doing good on time here. So number 2 is to check out the 0-point food categories. Okay, please notice that I did not say memorize the entire 0-point foods list. Okay, it's a long list. There are over 200 items. Week 1, if it's your first week, or if you're coming back, week 1, I want you to focus on familiarizing yourself with the categories. You can expand on the total list later. So again, from your app, if you'll go to the 3 icons, the 3 lines in the upper left-hand corner, and then scroll down a little bit, there's one that says 0-point food list, and I can't see it from backwards, but anyway, it says 0-point foods list, or 0-point foods, and when you click on that, it's going to show you these main categories. So the main categories are non-starchy veggies, fruits, see if I can do it backwards, apparently not, proteins, and grains. So I just want you to be familiar with, those big picture categories. If you want to dive down into one like proteins, you can go to these groups of things. Like under proteins, we've got beans, peas, and lentils, eggs, fish and shellfish, poultry, tofu and tempeh, and yogurt and cottage cheese. So I just want you to, just kind of get familiar with those, again, big picture categories. Don't try to go memorize all 200. It's overwhelming. So even if you've done Weight Watchers before and you're just returning, just the big picture. We're just doing big picture this first week. Okay, or if you're just getting back to basics. Okay, number 3, I want you to find one recipe. Just one, not 2, not 3, not 12. One and you can find a recipe under that little chef's hat that we talked about a few minutes ago. So I'm here, I can go back. Oop, if I could see what I was doing, I can go back. Remember that one, the little calendar, that's your day. So that's kind of your landing page. If you get lost or get confused, you can go there. The little chef's hat is right here, and if you touch the chef's hat, you can find a recipe there. You can find that under, so we talked about that in topic number 1. I don't want you to let me find you though scrolling through this for like an hour, okay? So I don't want to find out that an hour later you're still scrolling through and you haven't actually picked anything, okay? Don't overwhelm yourself. This is not, this week 1 or getting back to basics or whatever, this is not the time to overwhelm yourself. So maybe just scroll down to that first category, which is starter recipes. And if you touch on starter recipes, there's going to be a whole lot of things. You can tell how many points they are. The points are here in that little blue dot. That's how many points it's going to be. And then when you touch on that, it's going to give you a recipe, and you can track the recipe if you want to. You can save it. To save the recipe, you just go right here to save. And if you make this recipe, then you can go to track. I promise you'll get the hang of it. I promise that you will get the hang of making your own recipes. That will come with some time. You can import recipes from other websites and from other people if they share them, and you will in time figure out how to adjust the ingredients and the servings. But for right now, I want you to find just one recipe. So if this is week 1, or if you're restarting, jump starting, if you're getting back to basics, I want you to find just that one recipe. Try it out. You can do this, okay? Okay. While we're talking about those recipes, I do want to show you that under that chef's hat, again, I don't want you to spend an hour doing this, but under that chef's hat, you've got a couple of choices. One is going to be saved recipes. So week 1, you're not going to have any saved recipes, probably. But if you save a recipe from somebody else's website, or if somebody shares a recipe with you and you save that, this is where you're going to have to go until you've actually tracked it. That's where you're going to have to go to find it. So I had somebody having trouble finding a recipe that they had saved from my website, from www.IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. They were having trouble finding it. Until you've tracked it that first time, you have to go to saved. So you have to go to the chef's hat, then you have to go to my recipes and touch saved, and then from there you can search. So I'm going to search tuna, because I went ahead and saved a recipe from Pound Dropper just to show her how to do this. And then once you've done that, you can go there, you can make the recipe if you want to, you can try that one. That one's got an awful lot of ingredients for week 1, so maybe not that one this week. But until you track it, you have to go to saved. So I just wanted to point that out. Also in these, you can go to created by you. That's going to come later, okay? Or create a recipe. Unless you're just really getting the hang of this, don't try to create a recipe the first week. Okay, as you're scrolling through these, I wanted to point out there is one that says easy weeknight dinners. That might be a good one to start with. Or this one. I get a lot of questions about about quick and easy meals for one person. Look, there's a recipe category for quick and easy meals for 1. So these are all going to be things that it's going to be one serving. How easy is that? So if you don't want to make a recipe that the rest of your family is going to go, what is that? Why are we doing Weight Watchers? Why do we all have to eat with you, Mom or Dad or whoever? Maybe that would be a good one. Okay, so that is making a recipe. So that's number 3. Find one recipe, just one, not 2, not 3, not 12. Okay, number 4, I want you to go watch chat number 295. Okay, so if you go to www.IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, you can search and find, you can just type in 295 and you'll find that one. Or if you are on YouTube, and if you go to youtube.com, search If You Have an Egg, that should be the first one that pops up. I mean, it should be like in the top of it. It's like a feature. It's like a featured chat or a featured video. So that is chat number 295, and I'm serious. It's going to tell you what you need. You know, when you're ready, It's going to tell you everything you need when you're really, really ready to kind of deep dive into this. So don't worry if that's not today. So if today's your first day, or even, still your first week, whatever, don't worry if that's not today. You'll get there, and already having this chat kind of in your tool belt. Again, you need to keep some things in your tool belt. So having that in your tool belt will help, and I will post the link to that when Jessica posts this chat, and when Jessica posts the chat, the written notes for the chat on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, that link will be posted there. When Casey posts this to YouTube, probably tomorrow, then the link will be there also. Okay, the last one is not the least one, okay? So number 5, stock up on these pantry essentials. So you will develop your own list of staples as time goes on. But in the beginning, you're like, what do I even get? What do I even put in my refrigerator or have in my pantry, or whatever? So some of you, this is going to be my personal go-to list. So this is a list of things that I'm never without. I always have, okay? I always have it. So this is not inclusive of everything that I keep, but these are things that I always, and thank you very much, Orlando Debbie, for that. These are things, for posting that link to chat number 295. So these are things that I'm never without. I always have these in my pantry. There are some veterans on here, so you new people, pay attention, because there are some veterans on here live on the chat. I want y'all to start shouting out some of your staples, things that you would keep in your pantry, your refrigerator, your freezer, something like that. This is my personal list, and again, this is not everything. These are just things that I'm never, ever, ever without. The first one is eggs. Okay, I don't know what's happening around the rest of the country, but I'm seeing pictures. Oh, did Dusty move, Debbie? I didn't even see him. I'm seeing pictures of people putting 3 eggs in a bag and saying that it's $5, that it's like a nickel bag or whatever. That is not happening yet here in Knoxville. At least I haven't seen it yet. Here in Knoxville, eggs are still even free range, fresh from the chicken tushy, whatever egg. Those are still $5 and something, for a whole dozen here. I did see Julie say that Aldi near her, and she's in California, that a dozen eggs at Aldi. So Aldi used to kick off their opening, like when they had their grand opening. I think eggs were either 89 or 99 cents. I can't remember how much when they would open a new store around the country. $5.99. Still though, if you can afford them, if you can afford eggs. So that's something that I always keep stocked. I always keep either chicken or turkey breast. It doesn't matter what form it's in. You could get already made frozen strips or chunks, as long as they don't have any added points. You can keep it fresh. You can get it frozen, but chicken breast or turkey breast is a good thing. I think is a good thing to keep on hand. I always have low point tortillas. Yeah, Barbara says fresh fruit. I always have low point tortillas, because you can make just about anything with a low point tortilla. You could make a sandwich, you can make a roll up, you can make something sweet. You can make just about anything. I always keep. Oh yeah, Sylvia says fat-free refried beans and Olay Extreme tortillas. See, I'm telling you, if you're here with us live, pay attention. Pay attention. And Sandra, yep, I'm getting ready to say that one too. But pay attention. And if you are not here with us live, you're just going to have to go back and watch this so that you can get the comments. Okay, so another thing I always keep is non-fat plain. I keep non-fat plain Greek yogurt just because I can make so many other things out of it. But non-fat plain yogurt, any style, any way. And Haley always keeps zucchini. Yeah, Barbara always keeps plain Greek yogurt. Sylvia always keeps almond milk. That's a great one to add to your list. But I always have that. I always keep already chopped and ready to go, so that you can just grab it and go. They're already washed, it's already chopped, whatever. 0 point vegetables, but you got to keep them in a clear container so that you can see them, okay? So if you prep and wash vegetables and have them ready to go, and you can't find them in the refrigerator, they're no good to anybody. So things like tiny tomatoes, carrots, cucumbers, things like that, already prepped, washed, and ready to go. Easy to take with you sturdy fruit like bananas or clementines. Bananas, not so much in your purse unless you're planning on eating them pretty quickly, Clementines, apples, something more sturdy like that, just so that you can always have it with you. And in case I go #purse check, then you'll know, and you can dig in your purse and say, I have it. Don't worry. Okay, Light string cheese. I cannot go on enough about light string cheese. It's sturdy enough. You could actually carry it in your purse, you know, and it stays good, you know, for a little while. I mean, I wouldn't want to keep it in there all day long, but you don't necessarily have to keep it in the refrigerator. So either light string cheese or some of those light Baby Bell cheeses, you know, something like that. That with an apple or a clementine or whatever makes a super fast and easy if you just have to have something, you know, right then. I always keep the refrigerator here, which is getting ready to be somewhere else, and at home. I always have either light string cheese or light Baby Bells in there, just because it just makes a great, you know, I don't know, it just makes a great even a meal. Sandra says almonds. Let's see, Barbara says apples. That's perfect. Joanna says tuna and Olay tortillas for a quick lunch or dinner. Perfect. Barbara says a snack size package of nuts. That's a great one. Oh, okay. And Caroline says, what? How much would that be in euros? We only pay €3 for eggs there in Ireland. Don't know what the current euro ratio is, so I'm really not sure how much to tell you. Oh, Debbie says home canned meat, chicken breast especially, mini cukes, good, and gather ranch dressing. I haven't seen that one. And Sylvia loves Laughing Cow spicy cheese. Ooh, Sandra, good one. Skinny popcorn. That's a good one. I should have had that one on my list. Okay. Next thing I always keep is unsweetened applesauce cups. I have them everywhere. So I have them in my purse. I have them in my backpack. I have them everywhere because if you just have to have something, and because even though they're unsweetened, they're a little bit sweet, I keep those everywhere. It's a fantastic thing to keep with you, and they do not have to be refrigerated. Salsa or pico. I almost always have either salsa or pico in the refrigerator, or when people have made me some, you know, canned salsa or pico, because it can just take a salad and kick it up a notch. It can take chicken and kick it up a notch. It can take tuna or some kind of fish and kick it up a notch. I think pico or salsa are great things to have on hand. No sugar added though. Try to get, you know, something that's 0 points. Tuna packs. Somebody already mentioned. Yep, and Sandra says me too on the sugar-free applesauce. Somebody already mentioned tuna packs. I think those are a great thing to have. Again, you can keep them in your purse. You can keep them in your car. They don't have to be refrigerated. They last for a long time. I mean, the expiration date on them is like way far out. I had bought a whole bunch of them during COVID, and I finally went through the last of them, and I was like, dang, these are still in date. And they were like not 2 years old, but they were not new, but they were still in date. Debbie says the guacamole in the little single serve cups. She keeps those in her freezer. I started doing that after you mentioned that, Debbie. I think that's a great idea. Yep, and Loretta loves tuna on a wrap. Cans of pinto beans, chickpeas, black beans, refried beans. Sylvia mentioned refried beans earlier. I mean, just keeping a can of some kind of beans, lots of kinds of beans. I probably at any given moment have, I don't know, 10 to 12 cans of some kind of beans in my pantry, just because you can do so much with them. So if you have the fat-free refried beans, you can put that on your tortilla. Joanna says black beans. Loretta says all that in a salad. Yeah, so not this necessarily in a salad, but you could make like a little taco something. Chickpeas, you can put that. Those are fantastic in a salad if you haven't ever had those. But I always have pinto beans, chickpeas, black beans, some kind of fat-free refried beans. I always have beans on hand in my pantry. Yeah, and Joanna says easy bean burritos again with the Olay tortilla. Perfect. Pre-made salad mix. I keep a pre-made salad mix. Like there are 2 in the refrigerator here that will be going with me. I usually have one at home, and you don't have to use the salad dressing that comes with it. I don't mind having, when Haley keeps oats all the time, I don't mind having a little bit of extra points, especially if I'm going to put, you know, some of these other already chopped up, already ready 0-point veggies and put those in there. Ooh, and Carol Lou says beets in her salad. Yeah, that sounds fantastic. And hominy. I've not had hominy in forever. And Joni says yes on garbanzo beans. But I always have a pre-made salad mix, and I always have some kind of light salad dressing. I actually usually have too many kinds of light salad dressing, Okay, usually have too many. Okay, and let's see. And Sandra says she loves doing hashtag bulk it up on her salad. I know you didn't say hashtag bulk it up, but I just popped that in there for you. Let's see. Debbie says if you're storing it for one, so if you just have one person to cook for, put refried beans in silicone cups to freeze for later, and then pop them out and put them in a Ziploc bag. Perfect. Great to know. And Barbara always keeps avocado. Okay, so pre-made salad mix and light salad dressing. Those are two things I always have in my refrigerator. The next one is frozen veggies. So like, thanks Kim, talk to you later. So things like broccoli, corn, cauliflower, some kind of mixed, veggies, whatever. I always have at least a bag or two of some kind of frozen veggies in the freezer, obviously because they're frozen. Small bags of lower point microwave popcorn. So instead of doing air pop popcorn, this is your first week. So if this is your first week and you're trying to stock up your pantry, you're going to need a couple of treats that you don't have to work for, okay? Because remember, effort was one of the things that, one of the reasons that people don't track is if there's too much effort. So if you're trying to figure out how to make air pop popcorn and season it and track it, one of those things may or may not happen. Remember, this is week one. You're either brand new, you're returning, or, you're kind of kickstarting, or, starting fresh again, getting back to basics or whatever. So there's nothing wrong with getting some lower point small, and I had one sitting here and so some lower point small bags of popcorn, and keeping those. There's nothing wrong with that, and it's quick and it's easy and it's a satisfying snack. I always have some of those. A snacky something like either veggie straws or some other kind of lower point crunchy food, but in single serve bags. So I try to keep some of those around. Not like a big bag of veggie straws becomes an empty bag of veggie straws if I have those, okay? A little bag of veggie straws also becomes an empty bag of veggie straws, but that was only 4 or 5 points, okay? That wasn't however many is in a giant bag. So I always try to keep some of those on hand. Low point sandwich meat, almost 100% of the time have some kind of low point sandwich meat, because like the other night, I came flying in. Remember, we had like a couple of days to decide if we're staying here or leaving, and we decided to leave. So the other night, I went flying in after having been here for meeting, trying to decide what to do. And I just took turkey. I just took low point turkey sandwich meat, wrapped it around some of my light string cheese, had that and an apple. Perfect. It was perfect, and I didn't have to cook anything. Flavored 0-calorie water or other beverages like that. Again, sometimes you just need something simple, but you need something delicious, whatever. So I'm high in favor of a flavored 0-calorie water or some other kind of beverage like that. And I'm loving your all suggestions. There are more things that are on my list, but we only have like 3 minutes left. So I'm going to wind down and just kind of again say thank you all for sharing this space with us for the last couple of years. I can't wait to show you the new space in progress next week. If you're brand new with Weight Watchers, or if you're returning after a little while, or if you're just trying to get back to basics, I hope that you will go to IfYouHaveAnEgg.com here in the next couple of days. You will be able to print this list. You'll be able to print my pantry list. I highly encourage you to go back and listen. Oh yeah, olive oil, Barbara. Yeah, perfect. That's another staple. But I highly suggest you go back and kind of listen to this chat. Here's some of the other suggestions for from some veteran Weight Watchers. Go ahead and start working on your list. Just keep it simple, okay? Keep it as simple as you can in the beginning. So if you've got some suggestions, please keep commenting. Y'all can comment even after the live is over. If you're watching this on YouTube, again, it's just youtube.com. Search If You Have an Egg. You can go ahead and be adding your things. Yeah, and Haley, so next week is going to be a hot mess since it'll be, in the middle of moving. But I cannot wait to get there, and I'm already feeling really good. I'm already feeling really good about the downsizing. So sometimes being smaller is a blessing. Okay. So thank you all again. Thanks for sharing this space with us. Say goodbye to it. Bye. Because you're not ever going to see it again unless you go back and watch another chat. But everybody have a great week. If you are watching this on YouTube, I hope you'll go ahead and let that next since the Mevo's not working, I'm in a tight screen here. I hope you'll let that next video go ahead and roll over. I promise you'll like it. And then go ahead and hit that subscribe button down there, and don't forget to check the little bell so that you know when our next video is posted. But hopefully the Mevo will be in a better mood next week. It knew something was going on. It knew that this was its last time in this location, and it just decided not to cooperate tonight. But everybody have a great week. Thank you so much for being here, and I can't wait to see you next week. Good night.